So this is session 5, quest 2, part 2. It is the 3rd of July 2018. I'm still Ryan, the GM.
I am Clare, and I play Tom Foolery, the Elven Bard.
Thomas to his folks.
He's not called Thomas.
My name is Stuart, and I play Salador Tchipps, the cleric.
My name's Hales. I play Jonan Gudmundr, the fighter.
My name's Ross, and I play your best friend, Last Note, the bard, the elf bard of the Hurons. Your best friend.
Excellent. Did we establish who was doing notes?
Me.
Okay.
I'm just continuing the notes from last time.
Okay. Don't know if it's worth just having that there then, as a standing rule of just making the notes one document and having people add to them. Shrug.
Yeah.
As opposed to just having individual incarnations. Can you still put like the headers across though? Like quest part 2, etc, etc. Then the date
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I'll
just to checkpoint that.
a break.
Yes. Something I was going to discuss as well that I put in one of the chats, I forget which chat it was, probably scheduling, since everything goes in scheduling.
Yes, you said to remind you.
Yes, that's okay.
I'm reminding you.
I don't think it counts if I've reminded you to remind me, but yeah, sure, thank you. And
This is how I remind you.
Thank you. Mostly it's just to discuss the possibility. Obviously, we're running at 4 players on this particular quest, and had a 5th been available, I'm trying to weigh up how I feel about people joining mid-quest. You know, that's what I mean. Like to top up numbers, more so on the 3 party quests than the 5, obviously, or the 4. Don't know if anybody's got any thoughts on that. The reason why I'm saying it's a bit weird is because if yous have done X amount of work, it's really, I'm not going to adjust rewards or anything, you know, like the quests are as they are. So it's really on you guys if you think that's extra people are worth divvying up the reward per character, or if you think if we're going to do like, you know, part 1 and 2, and then somebody joins in part 3, is it worth them getting like their equal share if you guys are like divvying it up, or is it something the actual you just want to RP in? You know, like what's the thoughts? Because obviously you guys are my players so far, so.
I think it
Group
makes sense from a narrative perspective that people can show up for sure. But then I think it would just be an RP'd result as to whether or not they pulled their weight, or I mean, you could have some people making away with all of the loot, and it could just get funny.
Surely it's just a hard job for the GM to fit them in, because obviously they can't start at the very beginning of the session. You need to sort of come across them. Depends where we are in the story, right?
Yeah, it's so circumstantial, because obviously if you get to like a door you can't open and it's like a magic door or a non-magic door, that's easily done by like a thief class person or a wizard class person, right? You could totally go, let's go back and get a wizard, you know, and then carry on. But yeah, I don't know, it's a tough one. I'm not sure if I'm going to let people join after the fact, but then I don't know. I just feel like if people could be available to have fun, that's probably worth having them, right? It's a tough one, and as I said, it was purely for the quests with 3 more than the quests with 4.
Then I suppose the other question would be, surely if we have 5 people, say there was someone extra here today, we don't necessarily have to just do this quest. We can run a, parallel quest with that person.
Well,
it
the
just
thing is,
depends
like,
who's there at the time.
There's no issue with that, but like that isn't even a question in my head, because I would just run a different quest, because you guys are all busy on this one, so you would need different people. The question is about ones that aren't capped out, you know, like this. So we're running 4 on this just now, and I'm like, like
I
for
think just because it's going to be like 2 to 3 sessions, like coming in the second session to then finish in the third's a bit awkward. I don't know.
I don't know. I think at the moment I'm just not going to allow it until I can work out a logistical way that makes it a bit smoother. I think that's fair just now. Mostly because obviously, let's say there's a 5-parter for whatever nonsense and probably eventual reason, based on the way I write things. if you have done 3 parts to that and somebody shows up for the last 2, it is really dependent on how that person interacts, isn't it? Because let's face it, they could show up for part 4 and 5 and actually beat all of 4 and 5 if that person was like, a
Or
paladin of justice. So.
here's a throw in. You could have it in as more of a, like your DCAs and your critical roles will have guest people in. You could have it as that, and this is an opportunity for a person. It doesn't count as them doing a quest per se, but they can gain experience, so that then they can effectively use it as a way of boosting a character.
Yeah, like I don't know.
That might be a way of doing it.
I thought that as well.
Yeah, it is a possibility.
I need to think about it.
I know, like, guys, if you have thoughts, like, feel free to just PM them back to me, or even put them in, like, a chat of some kind. Probably not schedule planning, though. But, like, dump them somewhere I can see them. And I can, even if you don't know if the idea is very good or not, just throw it my way so I can try and see if I can make it into another idea that can work. But it was a thought I was having the other day going, because I was speaking a bit with Colin, and I've been speaking a bit with Naomi, and I've been speaking a bit with Callum, just other people signed up to this, being like, I'm eager to get you guys into these games because I think you'll have fun, based on the fun that us lot have had. But at some point, you may as well just make actual characters and run a campaign with me, let's face it. If this is how this is going to go. If it is just always going to be a similar group. So, yeah, I'm trying to see if I can pull in as many other people as I can. Obviously, again, invite is open to people who want to join. The info tab pretty much covers most of what I think I need to. I'm sure there was something else I had, but oh yeah, like as for last breath moves, I don't know if I think I just feel like that should be a one-way in piece of information. Like I don't know how much you seeing death is something you'd be able to talk about, depending on like the terms you walk away with, if you get to walk away or not. I'm not sure how I feel about that yet. I just like narratively, I mean more so than anything. Like I think it's cool to be able to talk about it, but then given how many people will have died by now, you'd have thought there'd have been more of a tangible, death thing in the world. So, I don't know. I need to wrap my head around that as well as we go. But that's fine. Like I'll work on all that and obviously wait for my brain to come up with an answer at some point. Hopefully, don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, that was just an aside that I meant to chat to you guys about as soon as we had time to. At least it's now in a recording, which means we never have to repeat this conversation to people. They can just listen to it. All those thousands of people.
All our many fans.
Smash that like button, as they say.
Get it smashed.
Oh, is it the intro time? Database, living in the database.
There goes the monetization of this particular episode.
Hi, I'm Stephen
It's
Fry.
allowed for parody.
What, The Life of Parody by Stephen Fry?
I'm Stephen Fry, and I have read all the Sherlock Holmes novels.
No, not that ad.
Oh, I hate that one. It's so short. It's pointless.
Yeah, because by the time you get to skip ad, he's already gone and left you.
Yep. He skipped you. Crafty.
I like that. He skipped you.
No, I'm Stephen Fry.
Okay, so besides being Stephen Fry, what do you remember about last week? I don't know if we've covered that on the recording.
I cleaned a poison tree back in the past. I revealed stuff to Claire's character. I hit a door. That's bad. A door frame.
Yep, knocked on it, was it 3 times?
3 times and said some stuff.
Said a lady, and then left. We had those wonderful women at the kind
Both of them
yeah,
with their hands.
the humans and females.
Yes, the human ladies
Humans.
Hand
that
merchants.
last note tried to pick up and failed at picking up.
It's because there's 2 of them and he's only 1 elf.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a high strength stat.
So in fact, his dump stat.
It kind of seemed to be on a date as well. Like,
2 women in a bar holding hands doesn't necessarily mean a date. You should have went over and tried to serenade them.
could have been a mate date.
Have we left yet?
Well, I think it ended with we leave the guild. Because I remember we all left the door.
Last note quickly goes back in and is charming and open with them.
Turn around and the guild's not loaded yet, so you have to wait for it to stream.
What I love is I've written these notes from the perspective of Tom Foolery, who is rivals with Last Note. So, like, the last bullet point just says Last is still a loser.
So also from the perspective of like
feel
Gary
bad.
Oak, then really.
Yeah!
Oh dear.
Oh, Gary Oak.
So, yeah, as Stuart said earlier, I believe you are going to travel through the southern forest.
Indeed.
Where were you headed within?
I believe we were going on the east side.
To the dark shades.
Yes, to the Dark Shade.
Ah, yes.
Wherever
The shady
and whatever
dark.
that is. Well, for undertaking a perilous journey, there are things that happen. Do you want to talk
Yes,
them through it,
indeed.
Stuart?
Sure. For those of you who wish to undertake a perilous journey, we must choose one member of the party to act as a trailblazer, one to scout ahead, and one to be quartermaster. The same character can have 2 jobs. You should, let's see, choose not to interrupt that job as if it rolled if you don't have enough merit. Okay, each character with a job to do has to roll wisdom. On a 10 plus, the quartermaster reduces the number of rations required by 1. On a 10 plus, the trailblazer reduces the amount of time it takes to reach the destination. And on a 10 plus, the scout will spot any trouble quick enough to let you get the drop on it. On a 7-9, each roll performs the job as expected. And obviously, less than a 7 is a fail. And I guess that's on the GM.
Yup, that's me. And last job is that. You can all see the quest text, yeah? No, maybe? In
It's
Discord?
not-
Yep. Quartermaster, Trailblazer, Scout.
Cool. Yeah, so who's taking which role within your gang? I mean, I feel like probably the cleric should maybe take one of those, given that you're the one who's lower. Give you information about this, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're the best at leading a group, I guess. But
Yeah, I would say, given my history with this area, it would make sense for me to be the trailblazer. So we're going to get there faster, going in the right direction. Which I would
Oh,
not.
it's an escort quest as well.
Yeah,
there was an escort quest, but you chose to go for husband missing.
You get both now.
A twofer.
so yes, I'll be the trailblazer.
Okay. Jenna, just type in that you like Trailblazer as you in the actual chat
Yep,
on
sure.
Roll20. So who is going to be the lookout?
The scout.
Looking out?
I'll do it.
So you're a brave one, Mr. Tom.
Full, probably. Foolish.
You're brave, aren't you, Thomas?
It's Tom. It's not Thomas. No one knows my real first name. Ah.
Masto.
I think I'm probably better just being a guard, having my weapons at the ready.
I was going to say honest Jonan, the quartermaster.
He can divvy up the food if you want, but yeah, sure.
Divvy up.
Fine. I'll be the quartermaster then.
Yep. Add yourself into the list. And while this is happening in general, what is Last Note doing? Is he keeping morale up? Like what?
Nah. He's daydreaming.
Okay. Right, so every day with a job. Do you want to roll with wisdom?
Sure.
Whiz.
Just chuck them all in. I feel like if we know we've got Trailblazer, Scout and Quartermaster posted, we know exactly what we're looking for, right?
Yeah. So, just wisdom?
Yeah. Ho-ho!
Guys, I gave you one job. Well, at least we're getting where we're going.
Sorry, it looked like you didn't need as much as me, so I helped myself.
So
Jonan had too much of that halfling pipe leaflet there.
let's translate what this means, shall we? So Salador rolled a 9, which means as the trailblazer, the amount of time it takes to reach your destination. Where is it? Blah 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 blah. So you take a bit longer to get there. This is probably why your quartermaster didn't really ration properly, because it's like, well, I mean,
We
maybe
took normal time. I thought 10 meant that we got there quicker, but it was just like kind of the typical expected time.
Yeah,
was
on a
between
7 to 9,
7.
each roles
yeah.
perform their job as expected. The normal number of rations are consumed. The journey takes about as long as expected.
I had a hard time getting any pace out of us because people were just constantly stopping to eat.
or Jonan's just got like his backpack on like a feed bag, constantly walking off in the wrong direction. Or maybe it's just because Last Note kept saying random crap to everybody,
It's true.
distracting everyone. Okay, yeah. Right, so you do your bit fine. That's right. I don't know why I thought it was alternate. I don't know where I was reading that. Interesting. But we have 2 fails though, which is one of Mark XP. The 2 whom failed.
Yep.
Right, okay, so where are we? Everybody's gonna lose at least 1 ration, okay? Except those who have jank, that means they don't in general. Because I know some classes, actually perform that way. But I don't think any of you are currently those classes. I think though, for whatever reason though, as Jonan was trying to manage supplies, Jonan may have just mixed up a whole bunch. So I feel like Jonan must lose. Well, let's see. 3 total rations I think you can lose for this, because maybe you've just tried to make up meals as you've seen fit. Everyone's handed you rations for the trip. You've made up meals, but you've also used your own rations to do that, not realising that you don't have to feed them. They were feeding themselves.
I made too much and I don't like waste, so it would have ate that anyway. So it's fine.
People just had really good meals on this trip, as opposed to rationed food. You just fed them really well. Now, as for Tom Foolery's job, which was the scout, I think maybe this is halfway into the journey. Like you've maybe like stopped to make your meal and set up. Let's work out this. Okay, so you've probably stopped to make camp to prepare this ridiculous meal that Jonan's put together. Bit of a wee campfire and stuff on the go, and then there is an axe that hits off the log that you're sitting on, and then you hear like bushes rustle and twigs snap and all the usual signs of impending combat. And then you look up and you see what looks like your very stereotypical collection of bandits. And then they say, "You're a coin or your life." That's what you're hit with.
Tom looks around the group and just says, "Has anyone got any coin?"
I want to throw the cooking pan as a projectile into like whoever said that.
Sure, yeah, you can go for it.
Full of like hot,
Bacon.
slimy. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's got like stew and stuff in it.
You can clearly see there are like a whole bunch of archers and stuff all standing there as well. So it's not like these are what I would say, these are significantly outnumbered. This is the equivalent of an ambush where they still technically get to act, but I'm happy for you to throw something at them if you want.
I would like to go up to this chap and be charming and open with him.
I think as soon as you move, you hear the bowstrings tighten. As soon as
You're
like
like,
you stand.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
And over your head comes the pan full of stew.
Slow your roll, partner.
No, I think what
Can
she meant
I-
was a volley. Right, 1 second, guys.
Slow your
Sure.
roll.
And continue.
Okay, I was going to ask, can I discern realities?
No, not in this situation.
Okay.
That was
So I wouldn't
when
be
you,
able to
you
say
need to take time
check.
to discern realities.
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to say check to figure out who, if I can figure out who's in charge in the bandits.
Oh no, it's like it's quite obvious. He has the fanciest hat.
Okay, so if I
He
know
has a
who,
feather.
if it's clear to me who is in charge,
It's actually a leaf.
would I?
It looks like a feather though.
I see. Would I be able to cast a spell on this person?
Depends. What are you trying to do?
Well, my aim is to cast. Right, where is it? Hold on. My screen's moving all over the place. I know.
Because I
know as well.
think Jonan's already through this frying pan.
Yes. So, what I was planning to do was to cast Fear, I believe. I think that's what it's called, but I'm just trying to find because for some reason my page has lost my actual character's page, which is really annoying.
Well, while you're
Right.
looking it up, I'll deal with this volley
Yes.
attack.
Oh, Cause Fear, that's the name of it.
So, would you like to roll volley for me?
Just X.
And you also have to, because it's a, frying pan, you're going to be rolling your minus d6 as the choice regardless. Because you have to take what you can get with a frying pan, I'm afraid. Not bad, not bad. Okay, so roll damage and then roll a d6 and take that off the damage.
Oh, I got him an absolute belter.
Nice, nicely done. 2 seconds. So what's that, 5 damage total?
I like to imagine that's good enough to for it to have landed on his head and the handle spinning around, sending the meal sort of pouring down his face over his bandit leathers.
He gets hit by this pot, possibly as you've got Salador and Last Note both kind of standing, both about to lean in, maybe with some dialogue, as through the middle of them comes this frying pan. It obviously hits him. He looks somewhat taken aback by being hit by a frying pan, or just a pan in general.
Well, would I be able to cause fear and give the bandit leader to say basically make him afraid of the frying pan as long as I maintain the spell?
Not yet. What I really need both you, Tom, in fact all of you actually, is just to roll a d6 damage and take it all. As yous are all hit by arrows. Because they've attacked. In
Okay.
reply to yous hurting their dude. Yous were surrounded after all.
I don't remember how to. Is it roll? how do you
Forward
write
slash
roll?
R space 1d6.
/R 1d6.
So,
That's the
five.
thing.
I would like to, after being skimmed by arrows, grazed, as
Well,
it
how
were.
much damage did people actually take? So last night you rolled first. What's your armor?
2. None.
So 2.
I've got 1 armor, so I took
So Jonan,
4.
your armor's what, 2, isn't it?
So
Or is it 3? Your armor's 3, sorry?
yeah,
Yep, cool. So it hits off you. Salador took... Tom now, because Salador's roll didn't work. Tom, you've got what, one armor?
Yeah, I've got 1 armor, so
Yep.
I took 4 damage.
Yep. Salador, you have 2 armor, I want to say.
I've got 0 armor.
0 armor. Okay, so you took 3 damage.
Mhm.
Okay. Also, keep in
Wow.
mind, guys, I have no idea what like people's actual healths are, so this is on you guys.
There's quite a lot of them. I was surprised.
I think as you say that, you just hear it kind of like laughing and kind of chuckling, as the leader kind of like takes off the frying pan from his head, kind of like lifts off his hat and kind of like flicks it to the ground and like starts scuffing it on like his trousers, and then picks up, throws the pan down, and then like just kind of licks his finger. Goes, you know, that tasted quite good. Shame to have wasted it. It's also maybe explained where those rations went, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's fitting.
Right. So it looks like it's your life then. And then you see him bring out 2 daggers as he's kind of dropped his hat to the side. And then he's moving towards, let's just say he's moving towards Salador.
Okay.
Now, what would you like to do?
I would like to cause fear and make him afraid of my staff.
Specifically.
Specifically, yes.
Let
So-
me get myself to that spell. Okay, so cause fear. Choose a target you can see and a nearby object. The target is afraid of the object so long as you maintain the spell. Their reaction is up to them. Flee, panic, beg, fight. While this spell is ongoing, you take a -1 to cast a spell. You cannot target entities with less than animal intelligence, magical constructs, undead, automatons, and the like. Sadly, this guy is the like, so he can't be targeted. No, he isn't. So, yeah, do you want to roll? Type up what you're doing first and then roll for me. So, cause fear, Mr. Bandit, and the band, I guess. Yep, that works for me.
Okey-doke. And then I go to my spells.
Right, and then cast the spell.
Oh yes, you've got
The
to go
Bhutan.
and use that cast the spell, but
Yup. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Mhm.
Right, so just now on your character sheet there should be like an ongoing -1 somewhere near the
Okay.
top, I believe.
oh
Maybe
yes, -1. No, there's +1 forward, -1 query hold. That's not useful. I don't
There's
see it.
-1 forward.
No, it's not that. It's not a -1 forward. It's a -1 ongoing.
It's not under. Oh, spells. No, spell I was prepared. That's not it either.
The hold.
No, I don't actually see it
2 seconds.
or anything of that.
Let
ilk.
me just look for it. It's not hold. No. Let's go to your spells. I thought there would be a button for it somewhere, because there's buttons for most things.
Mhm.
Spells, ongoing cantrips, blah 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 blah.
I mean,
Yeah, as long as you just remember it, I guess, then I would have figured there would be a button for it, but alas not. In fact, I guess, what, global modifiers actually, maybe?
yeah, just say. Well,
Yeah.
just call it something, I guess.
Concentration.
Yes.
Add.
Does -1
yeah,
forward
ongoing.
not do the same thing?
No, because that only does it to the next one thing.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
That should be it, right?
I think so.
Right, do you want to just, what we'll do is, we'll do a very quick, do you want to roll it again? Just cast a spell? Oh, yep.
Your
there's a-
DC takes -1. Yeah. Take -1 ongoing a cast spell until the next time you consume.
No, that's just the options you get
Oh, okay.
and the effect.
did-
But if you
so
highlight
did
the
that
roll,
work?
if you highlight the actual number of the roll, it gives you the maths, and it gave you a -1 at the very
Minus
end of
one.
it.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Cool.
That
Figured it
works.
out.
Excellent. Now just to replicate that on everyone. Good. We did it in global modifiers for everybody that obviously wasn't seeing what me and Stuart were seeing. You can just create a global modifier for that, which is nice. Okay, cool. So, let us see how he reacts. Let me find this. I'm actually just going to roll a d4 because there's 4 options there, so I'd quite like to see how this goes. Oh, unrecognized command, you say? Okay, so as he walks forward to you, he's obviously holding these daggers in his hands, and then how is it you're making him, fear this, right? Are you doing anything that only he can see? Like, how's it working? Talk me through it. Give me the narrative.
I would like to think that to him, my staff has changed into like a writhing pile of hands that are reaching out towards him, like spectral hands.
It had to be hands, didn't it, Stuart?
Of course.
Why hands?
Is the motif of this particular game. If you've not noticed, there was hands in the first. There's hands this game.
This is
Next session there'll be
stressful.
hands.
I think
My
it's just because of
weapon
you.
is my hands.
I
Yeah.
think
There you
he's
go.
doing this to me on purpose.
You can't see it. It's fine. Only the bandit leader can see it.
Had he rolled worse, you might have been able to see it, but that's fine.
Yeah, but I can see it in my brain.
Yeah, okay. So I think maybe as he kind of lunges forward towards you, you hold out your staff, almost wizard-like, and then all these weird hands just kind of erupt from it.
Yes.
Maybe obviously to you, maybe you see them as spectral hands, but maybe to him they just look like maybe the actual staff is stretched out as hands, and started to reach for him, kind of grotesquely, and then he's actually just threw both knives at the pile of hands and ran in a sharp turn to the left, and is just
Live and let live.
running off through the forest. I would like you to defy danger, probably using Dex or maybe Con, for that. Though.
Okay.
As
let's have a look.
two daggers swing for you.
Yes. I'm just going to look defy danger to remind myself to do that.
It's mostly roll plus a stat that you can justify.
So it's either I can try and take it or I can try and dodge it,
Yeah,
basically.
Exactly.
Okay, so I will defy danger by enduring it.
Okay, so go for the Con one.
Yeah.
Cool. Defy, Con, daggers, done.
Okay. And then I just roll one con.
Yep. Ho ho. This is where the price of spells comes in, I guess, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me go to. Right, your options are worse outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice.
Ugly choice.
Ugly choice. Okay. I think we all know how this works. So I think, so behind you is Jonan, and then left and right are bards. So let's say you're gonna, attempt to just stand and take this, but obviously where these hands have all splayed out to get them, maybe they've went wide of you. So pick 2 of the 3 people that you're with.
Okay. I am going to pick,
They're going to be hit with daggers, just so you know.
yes, Jonan and Tom Foolery.
Okay.
Stuart, I took the most damage the last.
Roll d6s, guys. In fact, sorry, no, this is the Bandit Kings. Sorry, let's do this differently. This is not a d6. Apologies. That was the arrows.
Oh.
I want you to roll 2d10.
Each or one each?
Well, it's actually listed as the best of 2d10, so roll a d10 and a d10, and you take the better result. Because they're called trusty knives.
Okay.
So, you roll a d10 twice, and then you take the worst one. The max damage you can take here, Claire, is 10. So, minus whatever.
I
your
know,
armor is.
I'm just being funny. Or not funny.
It's also because I briefly forgot the notation of this book, because it's brackets B, square brackets 2d10, close brackets, damage, close brackets, and that means you roll a d10 twice and take the better dice.
So I take 5 damage.
Yeah, because you've got 3 armor. Yep.
Or take 2, because I rolled a 3. And a 6.
What's your armor?
1.
1. So you take 5 damage, yeah.
5? Well then how come... Oh,
Oh.
because she rolled that, yeah, an 8. She
Yeah.
took the 8, okay. That's fine.
Yep, it's the best of
I thought
the
by
two.
better roll I was like,
No,
for
no.
me or
No,
for
no. These are
you?
trusty knives.
And I quickly wipe my brow with my head and go, whew, that was close.
All, like, the bandits are still surrounding you guys. And they're all kind of looking as if, why did he just run?
Were these thrown at me?
Last note is just sitting on a log watching everything.
I like to believe that maybe as you sat down, one of these knives just flew over your head. But no, like, essentially, Jonan, what happened was they were thrown at the hands that erupted from the staff of your cleric friend that you never seen, and because of that they went wide of the cleric, who, because I couldn't really say he dodged out the way. The worst outcome is just you guys were stabbed. So a trusty knife hit both of you.
I like to think that the knives were, like, had the appearance of being curved around me in the air by a force and then immediately just straight at the other people. As though something was protecting me.
Tom,
I mean, you could believe that, because if that's how
Yes.
your belief works,
Oh,
yeah,
for
go
sure,
it.
yes.
Tom's kind of like clutching his shoulder. I'm imagining he got hit right in the shoulder. And he's like clutching his shoulder and doing this weird, it's almost like he needs the toilet dance.
Mm.
And just going, ow, ow, ow.
Please don't make those noises on mics. God, they're so bad. Not the
I
owl
walk
noises,
up to this and put my hand, like, just on Tom's arm and just say, you probably should have a cleric look at that. And then I
Tom
just sort of
just
walk
gives
past
you
him.
this look of utter confusion.
Oh, somebody should heal that. Walks away. Absolute nonsense. Yeah, just as an FYI, there is like a... Obviously, I'm assuming you didn't leave them stabbed into you guys. You can add that to your inventory if you want.
Has
Okay.
everyone run away?
No,
No,
just
they're
the
still
leader
here.
guy.
I
The
I
rest
would
of the
like
bandits
to-
are still there.
would like to let off a sigh and take off my amazing coat. And I'm going to just speak with the bandit leader. I'm going to be charming and
Oh, the
open
bandit
from
leader's
where I
gone.
stand.
Yeah, the
Is he
bandit-
gone?
Yeah, he ran
He's
away.
ran
Oh,
off.
oh, he ran off.
Freaked about, yeah.
Mhm.
Out of fear. Okay, I would just wait. Is it only one person I can use this on? Someone.
What are you trying to do? Talk to me.
I want to be. I want to ask a bandit a question.
Right, so they're all still kind of standing around in the ambush that you're in.
Mhm.
The threat hasn't vanished, just their leader. They now look a
Yep.
bit confused, but still expect to rob you guys, just as an FYI. The only thing that's happened is, what do you call him? Salador has turned round to Tom and went, I should probably have someone look at that.
Yeah. Okay. I'll stand up and make eye contact with the nearest and dearest, and
Who probably like holds the bow more poised, as you start to like walk towards them. Just in that kind of, they were still going, why did he run off? Oh yeah, ambush, yes, robbery. Pulls the bowstring back further,
And I'd like to ask him, God, what voice did I do for last night again? What are you really feeling right now?
So you're trying to make moves on the guy.
Yeah.
I see.
I'm like staring him right in the eyes.
I see.
I guess I'm quite intimidating with my ostentatious clothing.
I mean,
Or you just look rich. Unrobbable.
are you trying to do charming and open, is what I'm asking?
Yes.
Okay, I see. Generally that's done with players, generally.
Really?
Unless, I don't think they count me as a player, because generally they refer to me as the GM, but it says you can ask their player a question.
Oh, they're player. Oh wait. God damn. That was. I feel silly now.
I mean, you can still ask that. I just think they're still going to try and rob you, though.
So it's worth a try. I'd like to know. I mean, last note would like to know.
What is it you
Yes.
asked?
How are you really feeling right now? What are you really feeling right now?
You just see the guy look kind of even more confused. Like as he kind of tilts his head, like around the side of his bow. And he's like, "You what?"
Mate.
Oh no, he doesn't say mate. They're not friends.
You what, mate?
You what, mate?
I pull out the halfling pipe leaf.
As soon as you go to reach for something, he loses an arrow.
Oh.
Take a d6, my friend. Ouch.
Okay, first things. Ow. And yeah, I'll.
I think as you say first thing, ow, he goes, and second thing better be coin. As he looks at you.
I have something better than coin. One moment.
Cue the musical cue of skepticism, I think, that all the party are used to from having travelled with last note.
And I'm going to go to my pack and take out my loot.
Okay. Take a d6 of damage as you're hit with another arrow as you reach for more things. Maybe you shouldn't move.
How do you expect me to get coin if you're going to shoot me?
And he just kind of like slowly knocks another arrow.
Idiot! You idiot!
Yep, so roll that d6 that you've already taken from reaching for your pack, and then roll another d6 as he hits you as you call him an idiot. Yep. Obviously take any armour that you have to remove from those numbers, but yep.
I don't have any armor.
What's your health at now? How bad? Besides
4.
looking like a small porcupine.
4
Out of
21.
So he's like, so really, like the kind of the guy with the the bow that's kind of standing further in than the rest, who looks like he's just been promoted to bandit leader, it seems. Kind of leads in and goes, "Really, is a handful of coin worth this?" And then he's kind of like looking at the rest of you as he's pointing.
I want
Can
to pull the
Tom-
knife out of my chest, and I want to shock it at him.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to volley that?
I may look rich, but I'm pretty short on coin at the moment.
Tom's sort of gone and stood in front of Last Note and drawn his rapier while clutching his other shoulder.
Oh, come, Thomas.
I'm not called Thomas, and nobody gets to hurt you except me.
Let's see how this goes.
I told you to keep that private.
Well, we're not really in a great situation right now, last.
Do you want to roll your class damage for me, Jonan?
Twice?
No, because you threw this.
Oh, is it his skill?
Oh yeah. Let me just compare. In fact, do you know what? Actually, just roll again. Right, cool. So I think as you throw this, it kind of like sticks into his neck, and then he just kind of collapses.
My life belongs to another. It's not yours to take.
I think the other bandits are kind of leaning on. Yeah, I don't think he can hear you anymore, love. Kind of just looks up and.
Has somebody, like, is there now a new person looking to be taking charge of this bandit crowd?
I think it's that, or they all stand in silence, isn't it? So.
I'll do it.
Okay,
I'll
so
do it.
First question I have is, I presume I can now drop concentration on that spell because I'm not using it really,
It's up
unless
to
I
you.
choose to. Yeah, so I'll drop concentration, so I'm not
Sure.
getting that -1.
Yep.
And I would like to, like, if I have the opportunity to, parley with the person who I feel is the next in line, purely because it says there when you have leverage in a GM character and you want to manipulate them, leverage is something they need or want, right? So they want gold from us or coin. So I feel like I can parlay on that basis.
I mean, yeah, sure. What are you going to go with though? Because this is a very subjective-y one. So, like, how
Well,
you're broaching
okay,
this, we'll
so-
talk about it. We'll see if it works or not.
Well, my take on it is that I'm going to, like, present myself and say, well, obviously I don't have any coin, and you're now one member down and one member's ran away, so clearly you're going to win in terms of the killing, but we really don't have much to gain, so you're going to lose a few people and get very little.
Your
That's kind
neck.
of what I'm angling at.
I like finish it off, point to the guy who spoke.
Last note is like bleeding on the ground, and with some parchment and a quill is writing the epic tale of Salador.
See, this isn't so much a parlay, because you don't really have leverage. I would say this is a charisma-based defy danger.
Okay.
Yeah. And I would say that Jonan wants to aid with that
Okey-doke.
by adding in Jonan's extra comment, and I believe that's it. So, Jonan, do you want to roll aid first? And type what you're doing, because you're adding in your...
We don't have a bond, right? That's Salador. Oh no, I do. Yeah, I do have
Yes,
a
you do.
bond. Nice.
Yeah, because isn't yours to protect Salador?
Yep. 2d6 plus 1.
Yup. Ooh. What are you picking? On a 9, you expose yourself to danger, retribution, or cost.
What would retribution?
I have no idea. Like, at this point, until I know how well or badly heroes, because again, we can't close the narrative until all the dice rolls are in.
I'm going to go for retribution.
Just pop that in as your choice, and then we'll get Salador rolling.
So what do I do for a roll, for an aid to get +1 or something?
It is a +1 or a -2, and I'm going to assume it's a +1 because it's aid or interferes, like the one kind of action, and you choose
Okay.
what you're doing. So she's aiding you. It's +1.
So I'll just put +1 forward for now.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a +1
Cool.
forward. I wonder if it'll
Okay.
auto unclick itself. That would be interesting.
Yes, that's a high danger. Ka.
Yup. And this is you trying to talk your way out of it. Oof.
Right.
Nice.
And that did it include the +1?
Yeah, there is a +1
Yep.
in there.
Better than a fail.
Because your K is nothing, right?
Yes.
So yeah.
And it didn't untick it, so I've moved it back to normal now.
Cool, thank you. Right, okay. So that was +1. You stumble, hesitate, or flinch. You can have worse outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice on this. If you want to pick that, and we'll work out what this plays out like.
What was the first one? So it was hard bargain, ugly choice.
Worse outcome, hard
Worst
bargain,
outcome.
or ugly choice.
Ugly choice.
Whew. Right, okay. God, how do you do this when retribution is just like, do they just kill Jonan? Like, would that be what bandits in the wood do? I don't know. I've not really... Any ideas, guys? What do you think? As
They
I said,
can try.
I mean, I know they can.
I'm going to tear their arms off.
Okay, Chewie, easy boy.
Let's see, retribution, what does it mean? Punishment inflicted on someone as vengeance for a wrong or criminal act. Well, that makes
Well,
sense.
I
What
did
Jonan's
kill.
done.
Yeah.
Yes. So it would
To be
be...
fair, in my opinion, it's kind of by proxy self-defense.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got here an ugly choice that you've chose. Do you want to pop that in as your choice?
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay, cool. I think, yeah, okay, I've got it now. So,
Do I get a... What's it called? Experience for that?
No.
Or is it for a true fail? That's
it's
experience?
only for things on 6 or lower.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yep. Don't worry, I'll tell you when to mark XP. Or at least I'll do my best to remember to tell you. But no, it's only on 6s and lowers. Because that's like the 6 and lower is a fail. 7, 8, 9 is you kind of did it, or you did okay. And a 10 is you have done the thing, or you have done it well.
Cool.
It's just weird that I think Undertaking a Perilous Journey is the one where they're like, no, things usually go okay. Usually. Despite that being the one where you think, surely that's the one where it doesn't go okay most of the time. When you're just, like, travelling from A to B through dangerous territory.
Well, it's not going okay for us.
No, it's, well, mostly for Last Note, whose name seems more appropriate.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of right, isn't it?
So yeah, the
Well,
ugly
we
choice
got to
in
go through his rival, Tom Foolery.
the ugly choice in Retribution is going to be that the bandit guys can go, we can't leave empty-handed, not at the cost, because Jonan's not really tanned. Jonan's fair, right? Or is Jonan tanned?
He's worked outdoors his full life, so I imagine he doesn't have like. He's not pale. He probably he would probably have some pretty rough skin. I've seen a lot of sun.
Okay, so the new bandit leader leans in and goes, we're not leaving empty-handed. These have cost us a lot, and you'll pay for some of that. But yeah, you're right. This is an expensive robbery. So, and then he kind of looks up and goes, your weapons, and we'll leave yous be.
Good choice, my friend.
She brings out her Uzi, tears down the forest, you know, that scene from Predator.
Serrated knuckles! How do you remove serrated knuckles?
Yeah.
This one's called Viper, and this one's called Anaconda. What
Do they
one you
consider
want
my
first?
Do they consider... Oh, I suppose they do. It's got listed as a weapon. I was going to say it's a staff a weapon. Yes.
You may have my axe, as he puts forward his loot.
Can I rip the knife out of the guy's neck if no one's doing anything?
No, yous are all still under duress point with arrows. So if you want to risk being shot at with more arrows, yeah, you can move. But at this moment, they're like, weapons, dumped, pile, and he points and like in a, you know, a pile kind of in the middle in the front of you guys. Kind of near-ish Salador.
So there's one guy in the opening, and the rest are in the trees, an unknown number.
Most are still kind of in the trees. He's not really stepped forward. The last guy that stepped forward got a knife to the neck, so this one likes the idea of keeping the promotion for longer than 10 seconds. And 4 arrows.
Tom's kind of gripping his rapier slightly tighter, looking at the other two to see what they do.
I put my staff in the ground. It's just a staff.
Good choice. And he kind of looks up at the kind of darts his eyes between the two standing still. Just so you know, you're still on the ground, by the way. Last note. Mostly because you're still
Yep.
riddled with arrows. Mostly.
Mm.
Like
Mostly.
I was gonna have the other guy fall on you, and I thought that would be horrible because his body would push the arrows in. So I thought, no, let's not have him fall on you. Let's have him just fall backwards.
Like tent poles.
Yeah, just no, please.
Tom, still gripping his shoulder that has been
Mhm.
stabbed, sits down next to Last and kind of gently puts his rapier down at his side.
Nope. If you're gonna move, you'll hear like arrow kind of strings tighten. Remember, he's on the other side of Salador from you,
Right, so I
so you
can't,
you can toss your weapons in the pile, is what they've told you.
but I'm standing in front of Last. Can I not just sit down and put my rapier down as I do? Like, dump it?
So in the middle was Salador,
Yeah, but
and
I
the bards were at
moved
either side. When?
to stand in front of Last. No, and then
When? I don't recall this. When
it's
did
on
it
the
happen?
recording. Like,
But when did it happen? At what point?
because when Jonan threw the knife, after that happened, I went over and
I don't
stood
recall any
in
of
front
that.
of Last.
If that had happened, you'd have been hit. So I don't recall that.
Well, I said I did it,
'Kay,
and
well,
then I put my rapier up and said, I'm the only one that gets to hurt him.
see, I recall that part, but I think I was still talking to someone else at the time.
No one was talking when I said it. Did anyone else hear that happen?
I
What?
remember you going and standing in front of
Yep.
thingy. I for sure remember it. Because I remember you drawing
again-
the rapier after it.
Not denying it happened. I'm just saying I didn't hear it happen, which means the narrative didn't react to it. So it didn't happen, is what I'm saying. Does that
One
make sense?
moment.
I'll kind of crowd round everyone, I guess. I'll say, I'll sort of crouch down beside them, so like moving slowly, and I'll say,
On the count of 3, I'm gonna make a break through the trees. We push through and run.
and I'll kind of look around for acknowledgement.
I don't think Last can move.
Yes.
Look at him. If
Take
we
my
run,
rapier. I'm more concerned about the holes in my clothes.
Oh my god. What? Okay. Well, I'm unarmed.
They cost more than you earn in 10 years, you bandit bastard!
I'll just assume your voice is distorted due to the pain.
Yes.
he's crying
Listen,
Probably
you
bleeding.
and crying.
fucking
Please crying.
miscreants. Why don't you go and get a job in the city? Why don't you take the damn weapons and get the hell out of here? If you come near us, I'll punch a hole through your skull.
Yeah, about that. We're taking one of your hands as well.
Okay, well, I guess at that, I'll just rush them. I'll just rush into whatever who said that.
Yeah, it was the guy that was like, the new found bandit leader.
Yeah,
Bandit
I'm just
leader.
gonna run up and I'm gonna do exactly what I said. So, kind of like
Yeah.
twisting from a crouch into a sprint, using that momentum.
Cool. Do a defy danger as arrows fly at you first, and then do your hack and slash if you make it, or if you don't.
I guess Dex to get out of the way of the
let's
arrows.
face it, probably. Luckily, Dex is your thing.
Arrow dodge.
Ho-ho.
Okay, I don't want to stumble. I don't
Well, it's
want
not
to
stumble, hesitate, or flinch, remember? It's the part after that. That just says you do stumble, hesitate, or flinch as a bit of narrative. It says something happens to cause you to need
no,
to pick those
is this-
options.
Stumble, hesitate, or flinch. Oh, okay.
Yep, it says you do
oh,
that,
because it stops me.
but
I
then
understand.
you pick worst outcome, hard bargain, ugly choice.
Hard bargain.
Hard bargain. Okay. Weirdly, again, I still struggle with the how separate, how is ugly choice difficult from hard bargain? Shrug. a lot of time.
Hard bargain, I suppose, is giving you two choices and making you like two difficult choices and you
Yeah.
have to pick one.
I
Why
don't know.
would you ever choose the worst possible outcome? Like, that option seems strange as well.
Whereas ugly choice,
Just a worse outcome.
yeah.
Yeah, worst
It's not
outcomes.
the worst outcome.
Worst outcomes better if you don't want to make a choice. Like,
Yeah, like if you're not sure, you're like, can it be the worst outcome? But I would say you took what? Hard bargain, didn't you?
Yeah, that.
Okay, I think yeah, let's go for it then. Let's say that you dodge the first arrow. The second one hits the ground in front of you, stopping you. Okay. And the third is coming for you. And you can choose to let it hit you, or it'll hit someone else. And I'll just roll a d3 for who that hits.
No, I'll take the arrow.
Good. Roll your
1d6.
Yep. But it has stopped you in your tracks as well. So you're not getting to follow through without more narrative happening.
So I guess I'm just in the middle of a charge.
No, you've been stopped. You have stopped your charge there. It cut it short.
I take 3 damage.
On the plus side though, that is still nice with that. Was that Ironhide you took?
Yeah.
Dear God, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, so that sort of slams into my shoulder and I'm like stunned for a second.
Just grumble. It's also stuff you can look forward to with Starmite in the future, Claire, with
Starmate!
Ironhide, which I think is the exact wording of it as well. So, that guy just kind of like looks shocked as if he's still processing the fact that you kind of bolted towards him. Obviously the archers are still in the trees firing, and that plays out as it is. And then he goes, "There's no need to get, well, killy again. But this is just how it is. No hard feelings."
You're remarkably calm for a man about to face death. I'm gonna shove this arrow where the sun don't shine.
Is there anyone else that's in charge of the talking? This one's gonna get you all killed. Especially the ones full of arrows.
I suppose I've been doing that for some reason with my really high charisma score.
Tom kind of stands up, just goes, "I can talk. I don't know if anyone wants me to talk, but I can talk. I'm also bleeding right now. This is not a good day."
No, it's not a good day. So how about...
My jacket!
So your friend's bleeding out over there. This one's looking to get you all killed. I just need something to take home. So your weapons would have been fine. And a reminder for the big man here to not actually start any stupid fights.
I think you'll find that you started this fight. We were just minding our own business.
Actually,
You came over here.
Actually, he threw the frying pan.
Yeah, but
We
you
just
had
tried to
your
rob you
weapons
civilly.
thrown. There's no such thing as a civil robbery.
Well,
I have a song
technically-
about that.
Can I say something along the lines of, you're treating us in the ways a gentleman would expect to be treated. I am happy to go along with your suggestion, and then put my hand out to shake his hand as if to suggest, like, I will shake on his suggestion.
No, like any attempt for you to move just gets met with the rustling in the trees and the arrow strings kind of like being taut, in the sense of, you know, what you would hear where guns would be cocked if there were guns to be cocked, you know. But the fantasy equivalent is arrow strings.
Okay. Well, I said that, but obviously they're not taking me up on it.
I think it's more of a, you're still in that kind of. He's waiting for everybody to acquiesce to his request, and Jonan still seems to be a bit of a rhino. So mostly that's the that's the standstill. Yeah, last note.
Last note will he took his coat off earlier. He's just gonna fling it over the bandit.
So you're gonna try and move.
We'll just push it over. He'll like move it, just shove it out in front of him. That is worth more than enough. Take it. Go. This is the finest coat in the land.
It's weird because you sound so much like Neil Fielding.
I was
I
about
was going to say, specifically from the crowd.
Yeah.
Let's go, the boss.
Channeling.
Oh man.
Take it.
Just saying, you need to have a goth character next when Lascott dies, obviously, in this session.
Take my coat. It will more than pay for your children's education.
I'm sorry, that's perfect.
It's pretty damn good, I'm not gonna lie.
I think we should just have that written down just flat though. Claire is sorry that is perfect.
Just have it on like business cards.
Mostly for my laughter. Like, I laugh real loud. I know I do. It's gonna keep going because that's.
So yeah, I think Bandit Leader the Third looks down and goes, "Yeah, but it's all dirty and your blood's kind of splashed on it."
I took it off before I got
Yeah,
hit.
he was sitting on a log before he got hit. And then
Yeah,
he stood up
and I
got
took
hit.
my coat off when I was stood up initially.
And then you were shot with arrows. That's why I said your blood's been splattered on it. Yep.
On my, yeah, but I wasn't wearing it.
That's why it's not covered in blood.
Oh,
They can wash it. Jesus.
you can wash it,
You have lost a lot of health.
Indeed.
please. There's some pipeweed in the pocket.
He kind of just stares, kind of wide-eyed.
It's halfling. It's
Um,
good shit.
Yeah, so the price has gone up. Leave all your packs, all your weapons, and then just leave with your person. And you can. We'll even let you take your pin cushion with you.
Just let me know when my fist contacts his face.
Is that just if nobody else is reacting? I believe Jonan's going to try and attack again.
Well, they're not going to take my fucking hand off.
Well, he's just changed it.
Oh.
He's just said
That's
leave
weird.
all of your stuff. And leave.
After he says that, then Tom Foolery's just gonna pipe up and say, "You want me to take? You want us to take her clothes off?
Yeah.
That's her belongings.
Yeah, sure, why not?
I'm not running through the woods naked.
Then walk.
I'm not walking through the nudes. The nudes? Appropriate. That's in character.
Of course it is.
That would be a really funny song.
I'll keep that in mind, Jonan. Thank you. Still clutching his bleeding shoulder.
Yeah, well, I've had enough, and he just kind of like steps back a bit and clicks his fingers. And yeah, everybody take a d6 of damage from arrows.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Let's have last note roll last, shall we?
Oh, it's okay.
He
It's
rolled
okay.
first. He's
It's
not
okay.
dead.
No, because
I'm
nobody's.
not dead.
You need to post what you're rolling. Remember?
Oh yeah. Okay. Do I need to roll again?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
/R.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just still not
I
used
think
to it.
it's okay.
There we go.
Ha ha.
I think if you roll again, you get a 3.
Yes, I take nothing.
Luckily, he didn't strip.
Well, he's not walking through the nudes.
It's not to say you couldn't have fashioned yourself a leaf outfit later, once free of the bandits,
Sounds like something Tom Foolery would do.
or at least has been sung about.
He'd probably do it quite badly though. like, and have it covering everywhere. Like, it doesn't matter that people can see.
So, is Last Note reacting to this at all? Because, I mean,
Uh,
you're not long for
well,
this world.
before that, would these bandits be come under important creatures? Are they a known bandit group?
You've seen nothing that indicates any form of identification, other than
Okay.
perhaps that they're really good with arrows.
Okay, last note, he's pretty delirious. More wine! He's drinking out of a rock.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? What's everybody else doing? Because I mean, they are in attack mode, so if you're hesitating, they're knocking arrows and gonna fire again.
I know. I want.
Yeah, I feel like Jonan's been punching this person for about 15 minutes and not actually managed to do it yet. I'm like, when's this going to happen?
Well, I was stopped, so I guess.
No, the first time, but then you kept going, didn't you? Because you said that.
Yeah. So I've got 2 arrows in me, and I guess I'll look down to the right and I'll rip the knife out of my victim's neck, and then I'm just going to fucking lunge at the guy who's been threatening me,
Yep.
or threatened to take my hand.
Punch.
I'm
Yeah.
going to jam it into his eye.
Sure. Do a hack and slash with a. I want to say strength because I don't think knives use dex. I think they still use strength.
I guess I'll just launch it into his eye then. Just kind of like take a big overarm swing.
Gross.
Yeah, go for it.
So a volley.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I missed.
The mark XP though. And maybe that's just due to the fact that you'd already had one stuck into your shoulder, so when you went to throw, maybe
The
it's just
arrow
been a bit
shaft.
like, yeah, it's maybe just been a. Now you've been hit with this knife as well, remember?
Yeah, I do.
Yep.
I have a knife
So-
wound, 2 arrows in me.
So maybe that's why you went to throw and it's just pulled the wrong muscle. Or at least went to pull muscle that's no longer there, yeah, so as you kind of went to throw that, you've also just been hit by one of their kind of the actual bandits that are actually in the woods, the ones that are not the archers, You've run past a tree, he's run past a tree, another bandit's jumped out from the side of the tree and stabbed you. So take a d6 of damage from sneaky stab.
Sneaky stab.
Mm-hmm.
The sneakiest of stabs.
Yes. Ouch.
3.
How's Jonan looking?
Just like over half.
Not bad.
Must be nice. I don't have good luck with bards.
Or longevity.
Jonan lasted 3 sessions. Jonan?
Do you mean Willie?
William. Yeah.
William.
He's still there, he's still alive and kicking.
Kinda. His soul's alive.
Yeah, he's got like a Pizza Hut and a Pret inside there, so he's okay.
1 second, guys.
I knew I should have taken armor instead of those ostentatious clothes. And the halfling pipe leaf.
It's okay. Tom Foolery will vow revenge.
How much are your clothes worth? Did you say?
A lot. A lot. One word. A lot.
Hmm.
That's 2 words. So we all gonna die?
Would
Yeah.
seem
I'm back.
so.
Apologies about that.
Hey,
How
Oh.
dare you do that to Elf Dara?
Do what?
I'm like, are we all gonna die? And Haley's like, yeah, probably. And I'm like, how dare you?
I know, right? Imagine leaving her and your joint quest just created. Also, I watched an episode of Killjoys recently, and it's called Necropolis Now, and I went, that's the title of a quest now, because that's too good, right? Necropolis Now. So expect that on the quest board at some point.
sounds
Cool.
good.
Yeah,
Good.
right? That's just too good to not be a quest name. But anyway, sorry, it was things to do with my car and stuff I had to discuss there very briefly.
Nah.
Joy. But yes, where were we? I believe Jonan was just stabbed,
Mhm.
and other people were going to do stuff, or my bandits were going to kill you, I guess.
Problem is that I was looking through the things you can do, and there isn't an option for like bolting, which is rather rubbish.
Just
There-
run away.
There is, it's called Defying Danger.
Like running into the woods seems like a dumb chat plan, but also a reasonable plan in this
But
circumstance.
like, if your character would do that, like, at no point are you obligated, unless you've made a bond with a character that says so, to actually stay.
Yeah, and the only bond I have is to trust someone implicitly, which doesn't necessarily mean I wouldn't run off.
And who was that with?
Jonan. And I have trusted them. Like, I've not
Implicitly.
tried to stop them at all. I trusted you, and I trusted you.
No.
Depends though. I mean, Jonan seems convinced he can murder all of them, or is just at least trying to.
And I'm sure that he can, but it doesn't mean that I don't think it's a better idea to just get away from the place.
Well, no, indeed. But that's it. Like, it's just about how you sell it as a narrative, you know. There's likely a move for everything. But no, I would happily have a Defy Danger to hide. If you're going to actually attempt to completely flee, I would say that's a tiny bit different. But yeah, there's quite an interesting. See, the Thief, just as a complete aside for this, the Thief has quite a cool move, which is let me just quickly. It's one of their advanced moves. It's called Escape Route. When you're in too deep and need a way out, name your escape route and roll plus dex. On a 10+, you're gone. On a 7, 8, or 9, you can
Nice.
stay or go, but it costs you. Leave something behind or take something with you. The GM will tell you what. It's good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And for those wonderful people who can multiclass, escape route's a choice you can have.
Okay, I'm going to put something out there. You're saying that like if we don't do anything, that we're going to take arrows.
Yeah, basically anytime there's a hesitation, I'm stepping in to make moves.
Would I
as
have
the GM.
figured that out? Like, does it seem like I'm just going to accept that there's going to be arrows the next time?
It's more about cinematic pacing. So
Mm-hmm.
if you don't act, it doesn't mean the movie doesn't keep rolling. If that makes
So
sense.
what I'm sort of angling at is, if an arrow hits me, can I then instigate Defy Danger and use with quick thinking to
No, you'd be defending
fall
yourself
over?
in advance.
But no, I'm not defending myself. I'm going to say I take the arrow, but then from that I use Defy Danger to fall down and pretend I've died.
You mean lie essentially, but
Yes.
like play dead is what you really mean.
Yes, quick thinking is what I'm going for as a play dead option, because it seems like a smart thing to do.
I mean, I guess it just depends on if you've thought the other end of it through. Where when the bandits, in theory, right? If the bandits win and everybody else is dead, and you're pretending to be dead, and they're slowly undressing you, would you be likely to give away the fact that you're still alive? You know, when you're breathing. And then
Hold your breath! And your face
Um,
turns blue, and they're like, eh?
It's an interesting one, though.
Yeah, but so I kind of feel like people would look at me and be like, he doesn't have anything.
I would say
Like,
I would say probably not. I don't think Defy Danger can do it,
Okay.
'cause I feel like the imminent threat, you aren't actually getting rid of it.
mhm.
I would say, had you been able to guarantee the other pieces on the board, being that Jonan just kills everybody in one go with like a move, like Thanos style, snaps his fingers,
Mhm.
sure, because it's a short-term thing, right? But there's too many things in play for that to be a complete defy danger, I would say. It's a good idea though. I just don't think there's no like bluff skill in this, sadly, unless
Yes.
you've got a
specific
moves
class
later.
that can do
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Can
Yeah,
I
okay.
interrupt and say that right now I am imagining Jonan with the serrated infinity gauntlet?
Yeah, that's exactly what my fist looks like. That's gonna be, apart from like the many other goals from that one quest that are now on the list. That'll be one. It'll be the
What, get
meta.
the
It's on the meta list. It's
What,
on
get
the
the
meta
infinity
list.
gauntlet?
Yeah.
Serrated infinity gauntlet. Serrated.
Well, yeah, it will be serrated because it'll be like made for his hand, which
So
is
everybody just
Serrated.
seeing
I
just Josh Brolin now is who's playing
Josh
Jonan?
Brolin. Yes.
He's changed
Um,
image in people's minds so many times.
Can
Right.
What? Sorry.
I was just going to say, if somebody has a move they want to make, please make the move.
Okay, I would like to shout over to Last Note and just say, "Can you say anything to calm him down?" Pointing at Jonan.
He's still nonsensically talking to a rock as if it's a glass of wine.
I don't think Last Note can say anything to calm anyone down right now. He's lost the plot. And a lot of blood.
But also plot. I shrug and sit down.
Okay,
In prayer.
sure.
So-
Is anyone else doing anything?
I think Tom's gonna shout over to Jonan and just say, "Can you please just give them your stuff, Jonan? I really don't want Last Note to die." And then, like, Tom kind of turns around briefly I say turns around, mostly just looks round at Last Note, and says, "Pretend you didn't hear that."
You could also defy danger with charisma against Jonan,
Yeah,
and Jonan could attempt to interfere.
okay, I'll do that.
But that's how that plays out, obviously. But I'd quite like to see that. Like, so Jonan, what is what's the thoughts after Tom has shouted this to you?
Well, I guess he still thinks that someone threatened to cut off his hand, and that guy's in front of him, and
And you were stabbed by a sneaky stab.
I was just stabbed. Yeah.
Yep. Does add to the rage, I guess.
I feel like I'm a big enough threat, and the rest of them are pretty much submissive. So I think I would at this point probably take like most of the fire, since like I'm the only one attacking really.
Well, you're the one that's no longer in the clearing, so the others are actually easier to hit. You're just now running through like trees, trying to chase this guy who's run off into the clearing. Out of the clearing, sorry, I should say. Remember, yous were at your small campsite.
So
Well, it's-
Jonan's effectively getting away.
Yeah.
Jonan's
Can I
in the
just
greater
grab
narrative
the
now.
wrist of the guy who stabbed me and launch my left hand into his face?
You can hack and slash him, yeah? Go for it.
So I would be like,
So what you're saying
like
is you're
stabbed
ignoring...
his knife into me, and I've like grabbed his hand, and I'm gonna.
But before we carry on with that, you're ignoring Tom, is what you're saying. Because Tom's shouted that to you, remember?
Yeah, pretty much. Jonan doesn't want to be robbed. And these peeps in the forest are what he would probably think why he's here.
Now, here's a thing I need to discuss as a player, kind of GM to player thing. I have very funny opinions about PvP. I'm not generally for PvP in general, but if you guys are wanting to have that open within Tales of Triumph, we can always discuss that per group if need be. but I'm happy for Tom to roll Defy Danger with Charisma to stop you.
I don't think Tom would stop him. I think he'd just shout that.
And just, so want to keep it just actual RP reasons then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that if need be.
But-
Because I don't want people to just be able to, you know, say for example, use Charisma to bully people to do stuff.
What
if they don't
I
have Charisma.
like to say as well, though, is while that's all going on in the woods, while he's shouting that, he's kind of taken his pack off and put his rapier down and just kind of sat cross-legged on the ground with like all his stuff piled in front of him. He's not nude though. He hasn't taken his armor or clothes off, just his pack and his stuff, and he's just waiting
Okay.
to see what happens.
Okay, yeah. I think in that case, and if that's
He's also stroking Last Note's hair, if he can, and just going shh.
Yep, you can do that. Well, you know the choices. So roll your roll a d6 against you.
Who?
Jonan.
Alright, go.
Not you. You're fine.
I was like, what?
No, you're good.
Do
So-
the trees help any being in cover?
No. So as you've grabbed this guy, punched him, he's just stabbed. Maybe into your arm that you've punched him with, you know? As a kind of reflex. Yeah,
Would roll damage?
well you did. That is damage to you.
No, to him from the Viper Strike.
Yeah, also do that, yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I like pull him into my fist at the same time it comes round.
Yeah, he ain't getting back up.
I'll just drag his body back into the open then.
Okay, yeah.
Throw it in the fire. No, don't do that.
As you go back into the opening, you are going to be hit with another arrow, so it takes another d6.
I don't think that rolled
No, I
correctly.
don't think that rolled. It's because of the extra. Did
I
you?
was by accident.
It's okay. Although weirdly, it did come up. You know.
I'll try again, see if it does a different number.
I think the second roll's right. I think it's just the first one had
Yeah,
that
yeah,
extra.
that's broken.
Yeah. Yep. So it's 6. So it's 3. As per the wonders of Jonan. And you just hear the voice going, "Your friends seem to be surrendering. Maybe you should consider that too."
Tom, sort of defeatedly, in resignation, while also stroking Last Note's hair, just sort of gestures to the pile of stuff he's left. Just went, just dump your stuff. Please.
What's Jonan doing? If you're speaking, Haley, we definitely can't hear you.
I don't know, I'm just thinking.
Okay.
Okay, can I speak up then, just before Jonan does something? My eyes click open from my prayer, and I just say to Jonan, "I stand to die here if you continue your present actions." I stroke my chin. Hello? Yeah.
So I guess Jonan's just sort of hefted this body back into the open.
Like Chewbacca would.
He's just like looking out of the trees. He can't really get a number on them, I'm guessing. He has no idea how many there are. If there's
Yeah,
like
it's-
3 or 4, or if there's like another 1 left and he's just bluffing in the forest.
You know there's probably 3 to 4, maybe more archers, but there's at least 3. You know that much. Never mind how many people have knives and they're hiding behind trees.
Alright, I didn't think there was that many. Yeah, I guess he'll throw down his
As I said, you
He's,
guys were surrounded.
pot of herbs.
Throwing down your pack.
Like a pot of herbs. I'll drink the antitoxin out of spite. And motherfuckers.
Glug glug, motherfucker.
Yeah, so I'll just throw down my little pot of herbs.
I think
I'll just smash it on the ground in front of me.
so your poultice and herbs one, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll delete that. And I'm drinking the antitoxin. I'll chug that.
Cool.
And I guess my dungeon rations as well.
You dumping them in the ground?
Yeah. I'll smush them into the ground as well.
Yeah, okay. I think then you see the bandits look slightly more visible, shall we say, at this point. Oh, right. And the armor. Looking at everybody.
Take it off my body.
You see the guy roll his eyes. They don't scream. Mostly last
Yeah.
night's doing the screaming. It's like, fine, we will. Archers. And then, yeah,
Can Tom try and do something to stop them?
can you?
I don't know. Even if it's like a constitution defy danger against them. To try and like convince them to take the rest
Charisma.
of our armor and just leave Jonan because he's stubborn.
I think that sounds more charisma and
Yeah, that's what I
convincingly.
said.
You said constitution, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I didn't mean
Con-
constitution.
that's
You know
okay.
what I meant.
Yeah,
She was
we got
wanting
you.
to play a con.
I'm stressed. My rival's about to die here.
Mm?
What have I got to live for if my rival dies?
To be fair, I think we're just glad that Elfdara isn't here. Think what you could have looted from Elfdara.
Yep.
Oh, someone's whole future. It just depends. How's Jonan reacting
Future
to
of
what
a fat
Elfdara said?
child.
Not
Elfdara.
Elfdara. I know.
Tom
Oh,
Foolery.
Tom Foolery.
All
Elfdara.
so
Same,
long
same
ago.
difference.
Not at all.
So what's happening, Haley?
I guess I'll go.
Since I fight alone, I guess I will flee alone.
And I guess he'll just run off into the trees.
Do you want to defy danger decks for me as you run?
You can do it, Jonan.
But you're gonna have to type what you did and then re-roll that.
Lovely.
What are we picking? What's our outcome? Worst outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice? Also, we can't hear you.
Worst outcome.
It's definitely worse, not worst. That'd be That'd be terrible. If it was the worst outcome, like the worst witch.
Well, if it was the worst outcome, what's the point in getting an 8? Because it's just like failure and death.
The way to flee is to run past. I mean, it is a worse outcome, so yeah, it's to run past one of your colleagues. So yeah, as you run, you manage to get away, but they don't. So does everybody want to roll defy danger? using Dex or, well, Con, but probably Dex. But I'll give
More
you the
roly
choice.
polies.
See, same difference.
I don't think I'm going to be able to Dex.
I was going
Right,
to say,
yours is
can-
maybe Con.
Can I use my dex to try and roll in front of last note? Try and shield him.
You would have had to have done defend
Alright, cool.
to have had hold for that, you know.
Mm.
Remember and write what you're doing.
Well, I fail. I'm marking XP.
Give me a con roll. Last note.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Right, so do I have rolls for everybody there? Yeah. Okay, dokes. So Salador and Tom. Tom, take a d6 plus 1 because this was a very, very good hit on you, as maybe you turn round just at the wrong angle as Jonan runs past full pelt off into the trees as Jonan bails. You get hit, so d6 plus 1 for you. What are you picking, Salador?
I will pick to go for the usual, an ugly choice.
Oh, an ugly choice. I guess the ugly choice can be... What else do you carry on you? Like, what else is like...
Not a lot.
I know, right?
My character literally is nothing. Hold on, I will tell you exactly what I have. My items include a ragged robes, which isn't even listed as gear. Dungeon rations, symbol of divine, but that's technically a tattoo, so that's not an item. Bandages, adventuring gear, and dungeon rations. As I said, literally nothing of any notable value.
Okay. I feel
More
this is...
ration.
God, it's a tough one, isn't it? Claire, can you roll your damage, please?
Oh.
Just d6 plus 1, because you were hit as Jonan bails past you, knocking you to the side. But also an arrow hitting you because it was going for Jonan. But Jonan managed to bail. Ouch. What's your health
Yeah,
at
I
now?
only take 5 anyway, because
Armors.
I didn't do the nude.
Nopes.
Down at 5 health.
Ooh.
I'm probably still just sat cross-legged on the ground with arrows sticking out now.
And
Still stroking lasts here.
did you type that you marked XP? You did, good, good. And right, we've got an 8, it was an ugly choice. Yeah, so I guess the ugly choice is to let the arrow that you can defy, you can move out the way and it'll either hit last note or it'll hit Tom. So it's your call.
I have more health than last note.
Meta chat here.
Fine. I'm not the one
Which
like
bar do you
curled
wanna
up
keep
on the
singing?
ground. Like
Yeah, you're right, you're easier to
talking
repair.
nonsense. I'm the one
Salvageable.
sitting up. Yeah. But, you know.
I'm going to roll a dice for it.
Oh, an ugly choice dice.
Yes. So
Which choice will I make?
can I roll a d2? Is that
Yeah.
actually a physical
Yeah,
possibility?
you can roll
Okay.
It's like flipping a coin.
Who lives? Okay, heads or tails? Last note.
Who lives, who dies, who tells
Which
your
is which?
story?
Yeah, is it a 1 or a
Um,
2? Is it?
Heads
I'll
one,
be 2,
tails
because 2's
2.
my fave.
Yeah, I'll be one then.
Okay. Right,
Is
let's
this
see.
who it hits? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's R forward slash or forward slash R?
/ R space
Okay,
1d2. So-
1d2.
No.
Okay, roll a d6. Last note.
Please.
Roll a
Please a
1.
one.
Write the damage thing first, though. Write what's happening first.
What am I getting? What's happening? I'm getting hit by an arrow.
Yeah.
Hit by an arrow.
The arrow that was originally meant for Jonan that was dodged by everybody except you. Ouch. So this might just be your lot in this game. Just saying, Ross.
Forever to die.
This might be our dance. You might just, in fact, have to play death as an actual PC as opposed to an NPC. You know,
That'd be pretty rad, though.
that'd be awesome.
Is that canon?
No, it said you might have to. Okay, so we know what happens next. Roll some dice. Just 2d6, please. Just Mr. Last Note. Oh my god. Why are you so bad at this part?
Well, see you first date.
I was going to say, yeah, so I think on that, the arrow hits into Last Note. You hear the impact of the shot, obviously. Maybe the head isn't moving as much as I don't know if you're still rustling his hair or whatever, or you still had your hand near his head. But you stopped moving, Tom. It's not ideal. And yeah, from his perspective though, Last Note, you're standing in the woods, the clearing. Everyone's kind of poised. You see like arrows, like half kind of fired into like the trees and stuff, just frozen. You look around, and there's just a kind of cold touch on your shoulder. As you turn around, it's the obviously, it's death. If it was the Discworld, it would be in all caps. Hello, and then unsaying, death stares straight at you in that kind of, kind of way, as a Last Note looks back at him. Are you reacting in any way, or?
He's still got the rock in his hand.
I mean, yeah, you can have like a spectral rock in your hand, yeah, because.
Oh no, it's now turned into a wine glass, and he feels safe. And he feels a gentle warmth of death as he.
Oh no, there is cold.
Compliments.
It's cold. I told you this. You feel cold.
He compliments death on his use of black, and takes a sip and begins the final walk.
I think Death takes the glass from you and kind of gestures with the other hand off into the vast distance, where you start to hear like crowds cheering and chanting, almost as if waiting for the star to take stage.
Oh, his loot appears in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
So he walks forward to this chanting.
His fancy coat,
Yeah,
unblemished, of course.
brand
new. You head through the black gates onto your stage, and then they close behind you. And yeah, I think this is probably where Quest 2 probably narratively ends, I would say. Jonan having ran off, two of you having been robbed, one of you died. And
What did they take from me?
Everything.
armor and
Just
weapons.
nothing.
Basically, armor and weapons.
They
Okay, so they
like
took my staff.
Tom, obviously, Last Note has just died.
Mm.
Tom just starts sobbing, like it doesn't move. So I imagine the bandits remove Tom's armor while he is cradling the dead body of Last Note because he is just despondent.
Just
and
like
doesn't
really
move.
awkwardly come in and like just rob you, basically, in that really horrible way.
And then Tom's just like, he's just despondent, like cradling this body.
However, Ross, I might have to introduce that advanced reward system earlier than I thought I was going to, given that you might be the first to die 3 times in this game.
What is that?
For potentially, I'll discuss it if you unlock it. But I think you'll like it, given what we spoke about already.
Okay.
We'll wait and see what you do next. Dear gods. We'll end it here. We'll do the end of session now. And obviously, it is assumed that everybody else got back to the guild hall, shall we say?
Yeah. Did we
Yep.
lose any rations
We
on the way, or
survived.
did we have to eat anything? Or
You didn't have any rations on the way
No,
back?
me and you, Tom Foolery and Salador Tchipps, which is the best names.
You might have found Jonan in the woods randomly. It depends if Jonan ran all the way home
No.
or if Jonan floated around the woods.
so our rations were also taken.
All of your
Everything
stuff.
was taken.
Your
I thought
All
you
of
said
it.
weapons and armor.
Yeah, we have nothing.
and then your gear, your packs and everything. Like
Okay,
your
so
stuff.
dungeon rations. They took bandages,
They took all of it.
they took
Okay.
like
adventuring gear,
you get to keep your
or
clothes.
rations,
That's it,
and my symbol of the divine.
which is your
'Cause it's a
tattoo.
tattoo.
Yes, because they can't take that. Good luck trying.
There's like a post-credit sequence of this episode with Jonan like 6 weeks later, still in the jungle, like eating bugs and stuff because he doesn't know how to get home.
And there's an appropriate picture.
Well, hello, Jonan. Right, end of session. Let's see. When you reach the end of a session, choose one of your bonds that you feel is resolved, completely explored, no longer relevant, or
Well-
otherwise.
I feel like my bond is resolved.
What was your bond?
Last Note does not trust me, and for good reason.
Yeah, I feel that's resolved. You weren't really help to him. Not that you didn't try, though. You just... Yeah.
It's what happens when you're a fool.
Yeah, I'd say that's done.
He might not have trusted me, but I cared about him. I'll get rid of that then. Did I get an XP for that?
What, for him dying?
Yes.
Well, it says here, feel is resolved, or no longer relevant, so yeah, sure, mark XP. What about you, Stuart?
My only one is Jonan Gudmundr is a good and faithful person. I trust them implicitly.
How does that work now?
Oh.
I'd say that has not been played out.
Yes.
I'd say it's no longer relevant, but I feel like maybe you don't trust him now, though. Like maybe that's how your new bond has to be. You know, no, like the wording of what Claire's was. Was it like you're not trusted by them or something?
Mine was Last Note does not trust me, and for good reason.
Like maybe yours, Stuart, could be you don't trust Jonan, and for good reason, based on that. Because you did stand up and say, I might die here.
Yep.
So I think that's quite a good way to do it, and if you do that, I think I'd say it's probably
So-
XP, yeah.
Jonan Gudmundr is untrustworthy
And for good reason.
and for good reason.
I'd say the good reason is this specific incident, though, of course, because other than that, Jonan's been a stand-up guy.
So that's my change, and I'm getting 1 XP for that.
Yep, because we're evolving it.
Cool. Okie doke.
I think if it had just been that it was no longer relevant, it wouldn't be an evolution, you know?
Mhm.
Like, I'm still debating whether or not you actually get it for someone dying on you. You know, I still feel like it should probably maybe evolve into something new, but I don't know what that is yet. So Claire, I'm still iffy on whether or not you technically do get XP on that, but I'm giving you it for now.
Yay.
Because you see what I mean by that? Like, the actual...
Yeah, it makes sense.
What about you, Jonan? Your bonds? Any relevant?
I have sworn to protect Salador.
Yeah, you're not
Not
getting...
very good at protecting. So.
No, but you were good at killing, though. Like, I'll give you that. Like, that scene
Yeah,
with
my
throwing the knife was
alignment.
nice.
No, to
Mm.
maybe neutral.
I feel like
Well, we'll get to that. We'll cover it in
I
a
feel like
second.
the trauma of losing Willie has
It's changed. Jonan's...
changed Jonan.
Life is too short now, isn't it? So...
Well, obviously Jonan's going to change this in her career.
This is it. A new man.
He's also got like other obligations now that he didn't have before. Like,
His life isn't his own. He also saved up his whole entire life from a teenager to afford this armor.
Mm.
He used his life savings to become an adventurer.
I'll be honest, I think Eldara will be happy that you came out of this alive. Like, at least.
Okay,
She
I'm
doesn't
gonna
know the other guys,
ask
so.
something, Ryan.
Let's finish the bonds first, if we...
Sure.
Unless it's a bonds-based question.
So
No,
I guess
so what
that's
based-
resolved. Maybe I'll change that to don't know.
It's kind of resolved in the sense that you didn't protect them, but it doesn't really turn into another bond. It's not like it changed or evolved, unless
Yeah.
unless you specifically want to say I don't care about, for good reason or something akin to
Not really.
that.
Just it would question whether it was meant to be a protector of others, really.
Mhm.
It wasn't really that by nature. It was more the cause. So I'll just take that away.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Claire as well. I think the more I think about it as well, don't mark XP for that, like, failure to follow through or change. I feel like it still needs to it needs to go somewhere, I feel like
Yeah.
it still needs to go somewhere, because I don't see Jonan getting XP for that one, because Jonan just bailed on it, and I'm like, I don't feel like bailing on them still should reward you.
Yeah.
Do you see? It's a strange one. It's an interesting
At
one.
the same time, though, like if you look at that from a character building point of view and a narrative point of view, like it depends on what you're rewarding experience for, because if you're rewarding experience for the narrative, like, and where you took that character and the development, then I could see it.
Maybe I could change it to I have sworn to protect Salador and failed, but not again.
I guess it's because the bond is actually open-ended. That would be more like an alignment thing. Like you turn to good alignment and go, I failed to protect people in the past, not again. Do you see what I mean?
I'm just going to delete that one. Yeah, no.
If you see what I mean,
no alignment.
because bonds are specific to people, and I feel like if you can evolve your bond, you get XP for it. I don't feel like if the bond goes away and there's no evolution from it, and by that I mean specific to bonds, Claire, not as a character. Because I feel
That
you
makes
should
sense.
you should totally take that forward as a character thing. But keep in mind that these bonds would be no longer relevant to the party you're always with, not in our version of the game where you've
No,
got.
that makes sense.
So
It was just a thought.
no, it's good. Like as I said, I want to have these discussions about this because obviously I'm running this in a different format because it's bigger. But I like the idea that it is something you add into your character regardless. Obviously, is maybe it'll change how Tall acts in the future.
I'll add it into Elf Dara's and say I have let a priest perish. And to the notes part of that bond, because we've sworn to resurrect Willie Williams.
But yeah, I would say though, like, Stuart gets XP because he's evolved into a new thing, specific to not trusting Jonan, because they're both entities still in the world. So that was like I've been told I'll be protected by this person, I didn't, so now I'm untrusting of them, which would be interesting if then Jonan can somehow in a later quest, like,
regain the trust.
yeah, exactly, yeah, right, that's cool, because that keeps the connection. What about last note? Ross.
Do they matter Anyway,
I
Tom
mean,
Foolery was the butt of my jokes, but
I think it matters. I'd still like to discuss it.
okay. Was Tom Foolery the butt of my jokes?
Probably not. Not
No.
this session. No. Right. Okay. Let's see. But alignment questions now. What are we doing with alignment? So Claire.
My alignment. Give me a second. I have too many tabs because I'm doing notes. Chaotic. Spur others to significant and unplanned decisive action.
I
I
mean-
didn't do that on purpose, but it is my fault that all that happened.
How so?
Well, I was on scout duty, and I failed. What I wrote in the notes was I got distracted looking at clouds and didn't do a good bunch of scouting. So, all of that was my fault.
See, I like it for the jank, right? Because I do feel that's funny. But it does say spur others.
I didn't spur anything, that's what I'm
No.
saying.
I mean,
just wanted
you
to mention
technically, yeah.
that it was my fault.
It was definitely your fault, yeah. But you already got XP for it being your fault.
Oh, I'm already living up to this name.
Yeah. Sadly not, in terms of that. But like,
It's
do you feel your
fine.
alignment has adjusted?
Um,
Because keep in mind, your alignments can change. I mean, maybe you're going to be more neutral than chaotic now, because you did technically try and do that a lot. Which is the avoid a conflict or diffuse a tense situation.
yeah, I think, like, particularly with the death of someone who he would have never admitted in life was his
Uh-huh.
friend. But, you know, that's gonna maybe.
It's up to you.
Swing
Like,
it.
you can keep it chaotic if you want, but I just feel that's a
No, I can
prime-
see it.
It's a prime
I can
opportunity to move
definitely
because
see
that's
it.
exactly what you did in that situation, which makes sense. It's like we're being killed. Please no die.
Yeah, mostly for last note's sake. Like, I don't think he was really caring about anybody else.
I mean, had he actually been First Note's cousin or something like that, it'd have been heartbreaking for first page even, not First Note.
That's another elf altogether.
So many elves. Stuart, you were going to ask a question earlier, but then I moved on to alignment conversations. What was your question?
It's alignment specifically I wanted to ask about, right?
Oh, here we are.
Yes, in my alignment, I am expected to endanger myself following the precepts of my church or God. Now, my precept is that I have to be willing to willingly give away coin. Okay? But the way I looked at this was when they asked for coin, we had no coin. We then get into scuffle. When they asked for my staff, I automatically put my staff down, offering it to them.
So it says
I
here,
also-
choose one precept of your religion. So is yours the important sacrificial rites and the petition is
Yes,
offerings?
yes, exactly. The sacrificial rites is that I have to give away. I've got it written down as coin, but I guess like it depends if your interpretation could be just like anything of value to me. Because the point of it is that. Hold on, I'll read
See,
out my precept.
I think like the way I interpret your like lawful alignment for that
Mhm.
is that you'd need to be doing your sacrificial rites, as in you'd need to be doing the actual sacrificial rites of offering to your god. That
So I would have to make it clear that it's
almost
for
like-
my
yeah, like
God, because the whole point of my one.
for example,
if I
Stuart,
read
like
it,
as I was saying, if you're going to go into like like really, really, really atheist, like aggressively atheist people, right? So here we're in the aggressively atheist camp who don't like gods, and you go in and start doing your generic sacrificial rites, your precepts of your religion. That would be you endangering yourself while following the precepts. You see, that's how I read that.
so you're saying is put myself in danger
Or it says,
to follow the precepts.
or it says endanger yourself, so that's how I would read that.
Well, in this scenario,
I'd say giving up stuff when people have told you to give up stuff isn't you endangering yourself.
it is when everyone else is fighting back, though.
But only Jonan. Only Jonan
Yes.
fought back.
But as Jonan was fighting back and they were like constantly threatening us, I was still just giving them my stuff.
I would say maybe if you'd started
So
doing
that's
an
why I would say this
actual,
isn't arguable.
I would say if you'd actually started performing a sacrificial rite, they're
No,
going
but the
to release myself of these burdens. I will put all of our collections of possessions
the
here
sacrificial
and
rite in my wording is literally written down that I'm doing it to walk the path of the downtrodden. So it's basically having no stuff. That is the rite. It's not I do some pose and start uttering words or anything. It's literally just I do this thing. I'm living the rite, as it were.
Well, it says here your religion has important sacrificial rites. So if that's
Yes.
not having stuff, I guess having stuff isn't following them.
Yes.
If you see what I mean. But you still didn't endanger yourself to do that.
I thought,
sti- I
I thought
st-
it was debatable, but I don't. I agree. I view it as a grey area, which I'm happy to lean on.
It's a
whatever
tough
you
one, but I
decided.
guess it is just a tough one. I wouldn't say your alignment came up. But would you say it was shifted?
Not at all.
Nah. I think there's not like you were relatively you. I feel in that one.
Yes.
What about La Jonan? La Jonan. Apparently.
Jonan.
Defendo's weaker than you.
I'm gonna say no.
The
I would have said
neutral alignment. How do you switch alignments in? This is just DM discretion.
it's just like we just talk about it. Like, so obviously you have Defendo's weaker than you because you're good, right? And then
Yeah, it's pretty good.
but yeah, I would say like
I think
if you want to
he's
have
got-
bailed on that alignment and moved down to neutral, yeah.
I think he's got priorities right now,
Definitely.
and defending people weaker than him isn't one of the top priority at the moment.
Okay. So we're gonna go with. Are we gonna adjust him from good to neutral? Do you think?
Yeah, I think.
Keep on, you can keep
that-
him as good if you don't think if you're gonna have a I can't let that happen again. It doesn't need you don't need to switch. I mean, it's just if the narrative gives you options to like go for it. Why not?
I think he'll be pretty demoralised. I'd rather play
Yeah.
Jonan in that regard, on a sort of twice failure of that level of well, it's not like a moral standard
Mhm.
that he has not betrayed himself but failed to
He's-
meet.
Yeah, he's kind of failed to be as heroic as he saw himself, maybe, or at least as like heroic's maybe the too generic a term, I guess. But yeah, I get what you mean.
Maybe yeah, he's gained more and he's outside the city now, and or he's seen things bigger than himself, I suppose. He's maybe a little bit humbled and less idealistic.
Yeah. No, good. Like you can switch that down to neutral if that's what you want to do then. What about last note? What was last note's alignment? It was chaotic as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a bit. I guess they just really want you to make a new character, don't they? Like that's really it. When you die in this system, there's very little to be gained other than you
Mhm.
get cool death cutscenes that I have to ad lib.
I mean, he might get resurrected. Who knows?
I mean, it's unlikely because I mean, if you need, I mean, priorities, right? So surely Willie's higher on the priority list.
Well, the thing is, the only person I think who would almost campaign for that or look for someone to do that would be Tom Foolery. And I don't see anyone taking Tom Foolery seriously. It's like, oh hi, my name's Tom Foolery.
I need a priest. It's also just because resurrection needs not long departed this world. I think it's the wording.
Yeah, so
But
it would need to be like what on Thursday, and I don't think we're gonna get a level 3 priest by Thursday. So
Was the body still in the woods? I'm guessing. I don't imagine we've picked up and dragged it with us.
You were probably like,
plus, I feel like everyone in the world thinks that Tom Foolery hates Last Note.
oh, you took him to the woods and killed him.
Well, yeah,
Imagine.
and so
With that big buff guy and that weird.
obviously, I feel like I don't think they'd think that Tom Foolery could kill Last Note. because Tom Foolery's an idiot. So it's like, okay,
And all the fan
whatever.
fiction of them.
Right. I know. God. That Tom Foolery writes in his spare time. No, so I think like his bandmates and his family would take the body from him and just be like, fuck off. Like, we are going to bury this and get closure and you can just go away. He regrets writing that bad song now. He regrets it.
Oh yeah. Jackass.
Pretty much.
Yep. Okay, right. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Bandits are scary.
I mean, I feel like that was obvious. I would say no to that unless MD can say otherwise, because nothing really fancy about the world really came up. It's not like he's discovered like a cool grotto or anything about the southern forest or anything. Like
I
that.
learned that bards, you should never take two bards.
That's just like common sense, right? You should one bard, because then nobody can argue about the story that was told. Although nobody can anymore, I guess, because the one actually doing the notes is the one that survived, ironically.
Yes.
What about, did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
No, we died.
I didn't die.
I killed the bandit leader and the other guy.
And I scared
Yeah,
off the...
Jonan just went on a killing spree.
Jonan had enough. Jonan was
I
like, no.
one-shotted the... What's it called? The bandit leader.
Like,
One-shotted as in he just bailed.
I would have said the enemy was the bandits, so I don't think you overcame them, because even though you got rid of the leader and then the second leader, the third leader still saw through the plan. So I'd say you didn't overcome that. What about, did you loot a memorable treasure? No.
Well, you say that, but when I was in the woods on the way back, I found a big stick to replace my staff. Staff 2, I call it.
The reckoning.
Yes. I was actually thinking, is that something I can feasibly do? Would I have to roll for that? Because it seems like losing a bit of wood seems like something easily replaced.
I mean,
I can't believe they stole your bit of wood.
I know.
you would
It's just
never
like
part an
fucking
old
habit.
man from his walking stick, and yeah, they did. The best.
Well, I suppose it was the one that scared their leader, so...
They're like, oh, this looked scary.
Like, I generally
For
don't
some
see an
reason.
issue with you having on the way back have just found a branch that you use. Like, I
Just as
really
a
genuinely
replacement
have.
staff.
Like, I feel like you can quote me on this later and play back the recording, but I feel like if you're going to spend enough time wandering a woods, you can find a staff, you know?
Yep.
It's maybe just not quite as super polished or pretty or resellable, shall we say?
Mine wasn't super polished prayer thing anyway. It is
Yeah.
0 value. What's
So-
the weight in a staff? I'll have to look that up again.
One or
that.
two. I think it might be.
It'll be in the eye thing, won't it?
Yeah, it will be. Right, okay. What's everyone's XP's at the moment?
3.
5?
Jonan?
I think I am at 8.
One off leveling again. Dear gods. Right, I think the only other thing to really ask is, so Ross, what is going to be your third class? Any feelings yet?
I have no idea.
Yeah, sadly last note was brief, but I feel like maybe as a group, negotiation tactics are definitely going to be a skill to look up. Definitely. Anybody want to add anything else before we stop
I'm
recording?
gonna play a wizard
A wizard? Okay. I'll get you a wizard.
or a rogue.
Who?
Wizard Rogue.
A rogue wizard.
Yes, that's the one.
A Rogard.
Can actually
Yogurt.
I'm actually gonna have a look and see the advanced moves to see if they get to multi-class in any way.
Oh, Wizog.
A wizog. Nah, damn it, that would have been cool if they could. Because I guess if you multi-classed it into a wizard, that'd have been cool from a rogue, but no, they don't have it. And I know wizards don't multiclass.
There we go.
Heist is something you can do as a high level rogue though, and goddamn does that sound interesting as a move. Right, so besides as a besides us chatting more about future games, yeah, thanks for playing, guys.
Thanking you.
Well,
It was
thanks
fun.
for running.
Stop
Thanks.
recording.
Thank you.
Smash that like button. Nicolas Cage. Callum is precious, just in case you thought you weren't getting a mention in this one as well.
Hashtag.
And yeah, we're sees for Quest 3, which is probably resurrect all of Ross's dead characters.
And then
bam.
have an army of Ross's characters.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yes.
He's just actually building his undead army slowly, that's all he's doing. He's seeding the world full of past hymns. Okay, anyway, goodbye guys.